All right. Shalom. Most High in Christ bless y'all. Happy Sabbath. I'm Brother Jacob.
Oh, and I'm Brother Joab.
Look, y'all, I'm just going to be honest. We're having a lot of trouble with the computer. Finally figured out what it is. It's, yeah, mute that.
My bad.
It's, when I got the computer back, I updated it with a new operating system. And ever since then, we've been having all this trouble. And it, like, every time we go live, it's all these different problems, and it kind of take the spirit from you. But no, we still gonna bring out what we need to bring out. So let's open up like we usually do with Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 11.
All right.
Everything running okay?
Yeah, 14.
Damn, it's amazing.
All right, shalom, Most High in Christ. Bless, happy Sabbath. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 11. And go, get thee to them of the captivity, unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus saith the Lord God.
Right, so go to them of the captivity, our people that spread to the four corners of the earth, into different captivities, because we were in captivities. We're still in the lands of our captivities, and tell our people, the children of our people, thus saith the Lord God, whether they hear or whether they don't hear. That's on them. But it's our job to go and reach our people. We hope all of our people repent, but we know the Lord said it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But we still got to take this message to all of our people.
Right.
So which brings us to the night's topic, which is the upcoming feast days. So we just had new moon, and coming up real soon, another 3 weeks, we're going to start a series of feast days. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So we're going to go over the feasts, and we're going to show you how we do the calendar while we're doing this. So we're going to go over those, show you, okay, you'll see this day, but it means this day and this day because of the way it works, because of how the calendar of today versus the calendar of the Lord. So anyway, let's jump right into it. Oh, and while we're at it, while we're doing it, we're going to show you just a few times in the New Testament where they kept these actual feasts. So let's open up with Leviticus chapter 23, and that's going to be where we're going to concentrate. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
Right, so the Lord, he's given these, which they're spread out. The feast days are spread out in different commandments. But right here, he's going through all of them. Now, you won't find the Feast of Dedication in here. You won't find Purim, Mordecai's Day. You won't find that stuff in here because that didn't come about until during the time of the Maccabees. But even Christ kept that.
Right.
Yeah, Christ kept that.
Right.
Remind me of that. Remind me of that later. So we'll show that when we go into the book of John.
Oh,
so like
when Christ walked upon Solomon's steps.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So all of these feasts, they came at different times, but we're going to go through them right here in Leviticus 23. Go ahead. So it says concerning the feasts of the Lords, which he shall proclaim to be holy convocations. So there's only one, as we go through these feasts, there's going to be one that's not a holy convocation. And you should pick up on it. So go ahead, verse 2. Oh, no, That was verse 2. Verse 3.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 3. Excuse me. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest.
Right. I'm sorry, I gotta laugh right here because you know you got a lot of different doctrines in Israel, and one of the doctrines is that every time the month comes in, that starts your Sabbaths. They're every 7 days after that. But no, that's not what the scriptures say. You go, it goes back to Exodus 12. Exodus 20, when we're given the law of the Sabbath day when the Lord gave them, because even the Sabbath day was before then. Go ahead.
And holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
So, 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, in the same manner that the Lord, when he was doing creation, did. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. Go ahead.
Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations.
So, holy convocations is when you're supposed to gather together. Holy convocation. You coming together. Brothers and sisters, the children of Israel coming together. Go ahead.
Which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
In their seasons. Go ahead.
In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
So we went over this before. The Passover is on the 14th day.
Right.
It's on the 14th day. It's within the 14th day. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And on the...
Hold on. Notice it doesn't say it's a holy convocation.
Right.
You're supposed to keep the Passover with your family.
Right.
A lamb to an house. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread.
Right. So you read in Deuteronomy 16, 3 times a year you're supposed to go to Jerusalem. That's for the feast of unleavened bread. Go ahead.
Unto the Lord 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
So hold tight. So let's go to John. Let's go to the book of John. We're gonna be here. We're gonna come here a couple times. John chapter 2 and verse 13.
The book of St. John, chapter 2 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables.
Right. So I should have stopped you before then. Just the point was, it was time for the Passover. So Christ went up for the Passover. Go to verse 23.
Verse 23. Now, when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover, in the feast day, many believed in his name, when they saw the miracles which he did.
Right. So you have, that's one of the 3 times of a year you go to Jerusalem. You have the Passover and you have the Feast of Unleavened Bread, like you read in John. That was that Sabbath after after the Passover. Let's go back. So that's Christ going to Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Christ did it, we need to do it.
Right.
All right, Leviticus 23 and
verse 7, I believe.
Do 6 again.
Okay.
Read 6 again.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Right. So the Feast of Unleavened Bread comes in on the 15th, and then you have to eat unleavened bread and keep this celebration 7 days. Go ahead.
In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation.
A holy gathering in the first day, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Go ahead.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Because it's a Sabbath.
Right.
Go ahead.
But
Hold on. It didn't say that about Passover, but go ahead.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
In the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So you're supposed to make these offerings for 7 days. You can read about that in Numbers 28. You got to sacrifice a goat and 7 lambs, all this different stuff you got to do for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And you do that 7 days. The first day is a holy convocation. The last day is a holy convocation. Go to John 7. John's, I think it's 37. Yep. John 7, 37 and 38.
The book of St. John, chapter 7 and verse 37. In the last day, that great day of the feast.
Because the first day is a holy convocation. The last day is a holy convocation. Go ahead.
Jesus stood and cried, saying, If any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. We're going to come back here. This is Tabernacles. Yeah, this is Tabernacles. Let's go to, but while we're here, let's go to John 5. So, okay, we showed Christ he kept the Passover. Yeah, the first day you should have a holy convocation. No, let's go back to Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23 and pick up at 8 again.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord, to be accepted for you. On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day, when ye wave the sheaf and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of an hin.
Okay, so after the Passover, you have to do this wave offering, and then you start your count for first fruits. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Come on.
And ye shall count unto you for the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
7 Sabbaths shall be complete. So 7 Sabbaths is 49 days. And then go ahead.
Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
So this is first fruits. In the New Testament, it's called Pentecost. Pente meaning 50. So 50 days after the Sabbath, after the Passover, you count 50 days, and then you have this feast right here. Now, this is first fruits. Go to John chapter 5. So we're going through these, and while we're doing it, we're going to the New Testament to show you that Christ kept the feast days. Because, you have the Christian community that say, keep Christmas and Halloween and that kind of stuff. The ceremonial laws, like the feast, they say that they're done away with. You don't have to keep that. So start at verse 1.
The book of St. John, chapter 5 and verse 1. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water.
Right, they're waiting for the moving of the water, but this was at a certain time. It was at a certain period of time. So there's 3 times a year you have to go to Jerusalem. So this has to be Pentecost right here. Because when it's first fruits, it says it's first fruits. When it's Passover, it says it's Passover. So there's 3 of them. This one has to be first fruits. I'm sorry, Tabernacles. When it's Tabernacles, it says Tabernacles. When it's Passover, it says Passover. So this is first fruits. Go ahead.
Verse 4. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool.
Right, at a certain season into the pool. So this has to be first fruits. Go ahead.
And troubled the water. Whosoever then first, after the troubling of the water, stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had.
Right,
and,
you good. Now, jump to verse 9. Because these holy days are Sabbaths.
The book of St. John, chapter 5 and verse 9. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath.
Right, it was a Sabbath. Go ahead. So you know what the Pharisees did. Go ahead.
Verse 10. The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, it is the Sabbath day. Is it not lawful for thee to carry thy bed?
Right, so they're accusing him. But it was a Sabbath day.
Right.
So it has to be one of these 3 first fruits. So let's go back to Leviticus 23. Pick back up at 16.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenths deal. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. And ye shall offer with the...
They are the first fruits of the Lord. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, look, and we're not going to be long either, y'all. We're just going through this chapter, and then we're going to hit the calendar too. But go ahead.
Verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice one kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord for the priest.
And it just all this stuff got significance, but it just, people just read it. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
And ye shall proclaim on the self same day, that it may be an holy convocation unto you.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations.
So that's why they accuse Christ. They accuse him of healing the man as work.
That's
Yeah, show you the spirit that they was in.
That's crazy.
That's the spirit that they were in.
I bet if they was the same as the man, they would want to be healed.
Right. Just like it ain't no different than the Christians trying to accuse us.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God.
Now, is that righteous or not?
Man, that's beautiful.
Now think about it, because I was, I've been looking at this for a few days, and I was just thinking about, because you see a lot about the stranger, the stranger. And a lot of times the stranger is your brother from another tribe,
Right.
sojourning.
Right.
So when you think about this, you're supposed to leave that for the stranger. Now, 3 times a year, you got to come up to Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
So if you on your way, you pass by your brother's land, and that is there for you to get while you traveling. How righteous is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, nah, brother, the law is done away with. Foolishness.
But like I said, in your time of trouble, you want your brother to come help you.
Right.
Come on, man. We got to do better, Israel.
Go ahead.
Where am I?
23. Yeah,
Gotcha.
23.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of the trumpets, and holy convocations.
So this brings us to the next new moon. Give me the image of it's the calendar. Yeah, it's got the moons on it and it's got dates.
This one?
Yeah. So if you look, you'll see, you look down the bottom, I got it highlighted, September the 25th. That's the new moon. And it comes in at 5:54 p.m. So at 5:54 p.m. it'll still be daylight. That's when the new moon comes in. So when it gets dark,
We can actually celebrate.
that's when we're going to celebrate the feast, the new moon right there, the memorial blowing of the trumpets. So it'll be September the 25th at even, when it gets dark on the 25th. Now give me September calendar. Let me pull it up over here so I can see it too. Okay. So you'll see I got the line drawn through 25 and 26. Showing you. So it starts on the night of the 25th. The 25th, when it gets dark, that starts our day. That starts the memorial blowing of the trumpets, and it goes into the 26th until it gets dark on the 26th. So I try to make it as simple as I could. Now, and then, so when you look at the end of that week, I got the same thing for Friday night and Saturday. So this is the main reason. You come back to me. The main reason that I wanted to do this class is because you have all these days. So you're going to have memorial blowing of the trumpets, then a Sabbath. And you're going to have Day of Atonement. It's several weekly Sabbaths plus memorial blowing of the trumpets. Day of Atonement. The opening of Tabernacles and the closing of Tabernacles. So that's four Sabbaths plus the weekly Sabbaths at the same time. So I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, some people going to get caught up. So that's why we're bringing this out. Yeah. So let's go back and read the ordinances with this. Memorial blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. Pick up at verse 25. So it's a holy gathering, holy convocation.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So it's also a Sabbath.
Mm-hmm. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
hold on. So now we getting ready. Now, memorial blowing of the trumpets is over. We're going into the Day of Atonement. And you'll notice that all of these, it tells you it's a holy convocation and you shall do no servile work therein, meaning it's a Sabbath. You don't see that with the ordinance of Passover itself. Go ahead, read that, and then we're going to go back to the calendar.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
All right, hold it right there. Now give me the October calendar. So also in the 10th day of the 7th month. That brings us to Tuesday, October the 4th. So that will be the 9th day at even. It's going to say it too. That would be, Tuesday, October the 4th and Wednesday the 5th. Coming in Tuesday night at even. Keep reading.
Where we at, verse 29, 28?
Pick back up at 28.
Gotcha. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 28. And ye shall do no work in that same day.
Mm-hmm.
For it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
Right.
And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people.
Right. So we're in captivity now. We are. Now, if you in your land and everything is set up the way the Lord got it set up, no damn body should be breaking this right here. Right. Ain't no stores gonna be open. Ain't nobody gonna be cooking. There's no reason for you to break this. But right now, we're serving our enemies for our disobedience. So we're doing the best we can. Some people can't. They just can't afford to take off.
Man,
be in the daggone street.
I walked out the job one day.
Fuck on him.
Yeah, I bucked,
right.
I bucked on him.
Right.
When I read this, when the elder was teaching that, when he read that joint right there, I said, hey, I gotta go.
Right.
I got out of there. Sure did.
Some people, they can't.
Yeah.
You know, they may lose their job, which causes them to lose their house, their car, all that stuff. for those people, we always recommend don't eat. Don't do no buying, no selling. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't eat. You got to work? Okay. You can't get off. You done try. You can't get off? Okay. But everything else, do that.
Yeah,
Right.
do it the best way that you can, because
Right.
some jobs are more physical than others. Just try it the best way you can. That's the only thing I can say. Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, we have seen people that be like, oh, no, you got to blah, 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 blah. And they tell somebody that, and then that person lose their job, and then now you got to help them pay $1,200 mortgage.
Yeah.
When you're supposed to be wise.
Right. That sounds like keeping a law, brother.
But the Lord knows, the Lord knows the things that we have to go, we have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this privately plenty of times. When you realize on these days, we supposed to be like the Day of Atonement, you're afflicting yourself.
Right.
But these other days, you're supposed to be celebrating with your family or outside of Passover. That's not a celebration. But the rest of these days, you're supposed to be celebrating, having a good time. Even on the Sabbath day. Mm-hmm. And when you got to work, that's vexation.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be off. You want to be studying. You want to be around the brethren. But instead, you got to work. That's a damn punishment. All right. Where we at?
31.
Yeah, 31.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even.
Hold on. So if you're doing a Daniel fast, you only eating vegetables and drinking water, are you afflicting your soul?
Oh man, that's
David
David
fast.
fast.
Shots.
Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah, go ahead.
From even unto even
Right.
shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
Right. Now go give me the calendar again.
October.
Yeah.
All right.
So the Day of Atonement is on the 5th. Then I got the weekly Sabbath. You see, I got the first day right there too. The 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and all these feast days. Other feast days, which are holy convocations and Sabbaths. See the 10th right there? The 9th and the 10th, keep that in mind. Now come back to us and let's go to verse 33. Leviticus 23 and verse 33.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 33.
Oh, hold on. So the being vexed because the computer ain't working right kind of got me out the spirit. The Day of Atonement. We do have somebody, a record of that in the New Testament. Acts chapter 27. Just thought about that. Our beloved brother Paul. Yeah, start at verse 7. So if you've been in the truth a while, you've been following the law, statutes, and commandments as an Israelite, you should have been through these feasts and the Day of Atonement and stuff like that.
Right.
So almost every time we've gone to Day of Atonement, the Feast of Tabernacles, we rent a place, we go out, and then there's always some kind of bad weather. Always. Because it's that time of year. Mm-hmm. So watch this. This is how you know we're doing it right. Acts 27, start at verse 7.
The book of Acts, chapter 27 and verse 7. And when we had sailed slowly many days, and scarce were come over against Chintus. The wind not suffering us, we sailed under Crete, over against Salomon.
So it said the wind not suffering us, meaning the wind not allowing us. It's windy. It's windy.
Okay.
Why? Why is it windy? Because the season is changing. It's starting to change.
Right.
Go ahead.
And hardly passing it, came into a place which is called the Fair Havens, nigh whereunto was the city of Lasea. Now, when much time was spent, and when sailing was now dangerous, because the fast was now already past.
See? The fast was already past.
Paul admonished them.
Right, so we good. So Paul is acknowledging the you think he kept it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No doubt. You don't see him or any of the disciples breaking no commandments.
Right.
None whatsoever. Let's go Leviticus 16.
Yo, that was dope, yo. That's a little, man.
It's a lot of little
That's
stuff
a
like
little
that in the
detail,
scripture.
right? You gotta catch that. You'll easily read over that.
Leviticus 16 and verse 29.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 16 and verse 29. And this shall be a statute forever unto you, that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, ye shall afflict your souls, and do no work at all, whether it be one of your own country, or a stranger that sojourneth among you.
Damn, see, a stranger that sojourneth among you. That's your brother.
Mm-hmm.
But it said a statute forever unto you. It's not done away since Christ came.
I don't understand, man.
It's Satan,
What?
man. That's all. It's Satan. Satan pulling the strings.
Why they think the Lord, he gonna say something like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna let that slide. He said he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. What he said is cemented.
You know how people be complaining? They'll say, like marijuana is legal a lot of places, right?
Right.
So what about the people that's still locked up behind marijuana?
Bro.
So if the Lord said he sent Christ and now you don't have to keep the law, all those people that got killed and was in captivity and everything for breaking the commandments, what about them?
Right.
It's the same thing. You think the Lord is not unrighteous?
Not at all. Not at all.
And like you said, he don't change.
Right.
I change not. Go ahead.
Man,
Where were you?
Wicked as hell.
30.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 16 and verse 30. For on that day shall the priest make an atonement for you.
Hold on. Who's the priest now? Who's the high priest now?
The Lord, Christ.
Right.
The King of Kings. The Lord of Lords.
Right.
Yeah.
So we keeping the Day of Atonement. I don't care what the Christians say. Ain't
Right.
right. Have to do that. No, we keeping it. Christ is our king.
Right.
He's our high priest. Go ahead.
To cleanse you.
Right, to cleanse you. He's that goat that cleansed us from our sins. Go ahead.
That ye may be clean from all your sins before the Lord. It shall be a Sabbath
Hold on,
of
man.
rest.
Hold on. Just marinate on that for a second, man. He cleansed Israel.
Right.
It said a priest shall make an atonement for you. You better keep the Day of Atonement. Go ahead.
To cleanse you, that ye may be clean from all your sins before the Lord. It shall be a Sabbath of rest unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls by a statute forever.
No, till Christ come.
Forever.
No, to 326 AD with Constantine.
Forever.
Right, forever. Verse 34.
Verse 34. And this shall be an everlasting statute unto you, to make an atonement For the children of Israel.
No. To everybody.
For the children of Israel.
No, that can't be right, brother, because he's the God of the Gentiles too.
For the
Neither
children.
Jew nor Greek. He's Scythian barbarian.
Mm-hmm. Vikings, the Macedonians. For the children of Israel, for all their sins.
For the sins of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Once a year.
Once a year. Go ahead.
And he did as the Lord commanded Moses.
Aaron did as the Lord commanded Moses. Because this whole chapter is talking about basically the scapegoat. All right, back to Leviticus 23. And verse 33. So now we're going into Tabernacles. Go back to put the map back up.
October.
Yeah, October. Man, look at that. I want to pay close attention to that, y'all. Look, so the 4th, you see the 4th at even is the Day of Atonement. Comes in on the 4th at even, and it's the 5th day. I mean, what is that? Wednesday the 5th is the day part of the day, and then you got a Sabbath on Friday to Saturday the 8th. Then you get one day, Saturday night to Sunday night. If you need to do shopping or whatever, go and do it, because then the 10th. Or the 9th at even is when Tabernacles opens up. So we're going to be spend the night, the 9th. We'll go to the campground on the 9th and spend the night. And that day is a Sabbath. Sunday at even to Monday at even. That's a Sabbath. Pick up at verse 33.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. On the first day shall be an holy convocation.
Right.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So it's a holy convocation and a Sabbath. Go ahead.
7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you.
Right. So on the 8th day, the 8th day is the closeout, and it's a holy convocation. So you have had the 7-day feast, and then on the 8th day, you close it out. Go ahead.
And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. So the first day and the last day are Sabbaths. Now, let's go to John 7. This is Tabernacles.
And it's so crazy. We get so happy for Esau's holidays. You know, we don't celebrate them, but hell, we get a chance to be off too. You know what I'm saying? But they be only a few days, man. Just be a week,
Right.
man.
Tell you something else too, man, because people be talking about how we accepted Christianity when we was in slavery, and we went to church on Sunday. No. Well, that's the only damn day you got off.
Right.
Massa said you could get that day off, and then some of them didn't want you looking they had,
right,
somebody designated to make sure that only certain things were taught.
Right.
Just like today, God loves it's the same way. No, you don't go in the Old Testament now. John 7 and verse 2.
The book of St. John, chapter 7 and verse 2. Now the Jews' feast of Tabernacles was at hand.
Mm-hmm.
His brethren therefore said unto him, Depart hence, and go unto Judea, that thy disciples also may see the works that thou doest.
Jump up to verse 10.
Verse 10. But when his brethren were gone up, then went he also up unto the feast.
Right. He couldn't break commandments.
Not openly, but as it were in secret.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Jews sought him at the feast and said, Where is he?
Right. They looking for him. Man, they want to lay hands on Christ, man. Verse 14.
Verse 14. Now about the midst of the feast, Jesus went up into the temple and taught.
Right. He went up to the temple and taught.
And
But Christ he know his time's drawing near.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to put him to death. So he know it. And he trying to be careful because he got a mission, to fulfill.
Right.
Verse 37. So this is Feast of Tabernacles. So he went up, they're in the feast. Because a person might be fooled thinking that everything is just like 1 day or 2 days. No, this stuff spans time. So this is the week. This chapter right here is the week. Verse 37.
The book of St. John, chapter 7 and verse 37. In the last day, that great day of the feast, Jesus stood and cried, saying, If any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink.
Right. I just think it's funny that they mentioned that it's the last day of the feast. Mm-hmm. But, and Christ he's keeping everything that he's supposed to keep. He's keeping these feast days.
Right.
This is a little subtitle to, what we're looking at. You can read verse 38 while we at it.
He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Out of his spirit shall flow the understanding on how to get the kingdom. All right, back to Leviticus 23. We almost done. Told you we won't gonna be long. And where we at? Verse.
Was it 37?
Yeah, verse 37.
Okay. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 37. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day, beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Lord.
Right, notice it said besides the Sabbaths. So go back to the calendar. Yeah, October. Yeah, so see. Man, look at that. So Sunday the 9th and Monday the 10th is the opening. Then you got the weekly Sabbath, 14th to the 15th. And then you got the closeout, the 16th to the 17th, meaning Sunday night to Monday. And then there's another. That's just on this right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Sabbaths. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. All right, you can drop that, and we're gonna go back. Where we at?
I mean, when you look at it like that, bro, man, October is like,
man, you get some
that's
days.
like one of the best celebratory months coming in.
Ought to be well rested by the time Halloween comes.
You mean on Saints Day?
Whatever they want to call it.
Man.
Oh,
Man.
That's what they be called.
That's when them damn wicked spirits gonna turn up, boy.
All right, where we at? Leviticus 23 and
39.
yeah, 39.
Nothing 30. Yeah, 30.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take you.
Hold on. That's clear cut.
True that.
The first day and the 8th day. That's clear cut. Go ahead.
Oh man, hold on. What he said? Alpha and the Omega. Oh no man. Verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
That means you bringing all the trees. Or you bringing the trees. What trees represent?
People.
Right.
Verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Right. Nehemiah 8.
Oh, what other?
All that are Israelites
no other
born
nation
shall
doing
dwell
this.
in booths.
Right.
So when you look,
I mean, that's very specific. All that are Israelites.
shall dwell in booths. So I'm about to make some people upset, but really they shouldn't get upset. Nobody should get upset.
Even we read in John, it said the Jews feasted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The Jews. Not them caucasoids over in
Nehemiah 8 and verse 16. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and have a holy convocation and, get our tents. I'm going to try to make one, man. Just get my wood and whatever it is I'm going to lay over it and make me a tent. And then I'm put one on the porch, on the back porch again, like I did last year. Start right there. There's a point I'm trying to make right here because there's like a new tradition. Everybody goes to wherever it is, a campground, wherever it is, and they gather there and they stay there as many days as they can.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do that, that's fine. The scriptures don't tell you to do that. That's why we're going here. Start at verse 16.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 16. So the people went forth.
Hold on. Go back to start at 13.
Okay.
Because we're gonna end it. We're just gonna read this and then we got like 2 more verses in Leviticus. So start at 13.
All right.
So what's going on here is we're returning from captivity.
Mm-hmm.
And they're reading in the law and they're trying to build the temple back up. And, so they're trying to figure out what it is they're supposed to be doing. So go ahead.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 13. And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests and the Levites, unto Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the law.
Right, go ahead.
And they found written in the law which the Lord had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month.
Right.
And that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth unto the mount, and fetch olive branches, and pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of thick trees, to make booths, as it is written.
Right. So this verse is kind of interesting. They proclaimed in all the cities. So even when the feast days were going to be, is one of these books tells you that they would send somebody to all the synagogues, spread the word to all the synagogues when the day was going to be.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. So the people went forth and brought them and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house.
Where?
Upon the roof of his house.
Right, because you had that flat roofs in Jerusalem. That's how we're supposed to do it, with a battlement, so nobody falls off. So they made the booths on the roof. Go ahead.
And in their courts.
In the yard. Go ahead.
And in the courts of the house of God.
Near the temple. Go ahead.
And in the street of the water gate.
In the streets. Go ahead.
And in the street of the gate of Ephraim.
Right.
And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths and sat under the booths.
So I remember when I read this, like, wait a minute. And they sat under the booths, because I remember just like going and trying to sleep in mine. I'd be in the house in the day, and then at night I try to sleep in the booth. But it don't say that. You're supposed to dwell in the booth, and it's supposed to remind you that the Lord made us dwell in booths when we came out of Egypt. I was thinking about that. Wait a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For since the days of Joshua, the son of Nun, unto that day, had not the children of Israel done so, and there was very great gladness.
Go ahead.
And also day by day, from the first day until the last day, he read in the book of the law of God.
So we got to do that. So when we go to Tabernacles, we read through the law. We're going to read through the law. Go ahead.
And they kept the feast 7 days. And on the 8th day was a solemn assembly according unto the manner.
As it is written, man. As it is written. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go the first day, the Holy Convocation. We're going to gather and we're going to, be in tents and dwell in booths together. And then you go back to your home and you set it up there and you dwell in your booth for some time. And then on the 8th day, we're gonna have a close. We're gonna have a closeout. We're gonna try to, Lord's will, we'll go to Chef Nathan's house, Deacon Chef Nathan, and throw some stuff on the grill on that last and great day of the feast. All right, back to Leviticus 23 and verse 42.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 42. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Go ahead.
That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
So hold on, I gotta say this, man.
You keep saying that.
Exodus 32. Exodus 12. This is funny. But what about the other people? Give me verse. $38. No, give me 37 and 38. Just make a point before we close out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children.
Go ahead.
And a mixed multitude went up also with them.
A mixed multitude was with Israel when they came out. Go ahead.
And flocks and herds, even very much cattle.
So why is it the Lord is saying all that are Israelite born? Because they're not included. No matter if they came out with us, they're not included.
Right.
This is not all inclusive. is for the children of Israel. The children of Israel are supposed to be the rulers over the earth with Christ, ruling over the other nations. This is about our rulership. So, 1 Corinthians 13:13. And then I'm going to make a statement.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 13. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity.
Right. You got to have faith. Damn, you got to have faith. Mm-hmm. And hope. Because we hoping that we can make it. We hope that the Lord deem us worthy to escape the destruction and make it into the kingdom. And then most of all, charity. We have to have charity for our brothers and sisters.
Right.
Have brotherly love for our brothers and sisters. We can't just talk about it. We got to do whatever we can. Like Christ was, mighty in word and in deed. Not just word, and in deed also. So, that's it for the class. Upcoming feast days. Now, I hope y'all learned something from this. The main thing I wanted to get across was these a whole bunch of Sabbaths. A whole bunch of Sabbaths in October. So if you can get them days off, you should be well rested.
Right.
Going into the wintertime. Oh, we did forget one thing.
What's that?
John 10, 30, not 30. Feast of Dedication. 22.
You said John 10?
Yeah, 22.
The book of St. John, chapter 10 and verse 22. Yep, there we go. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication. And it was winter. And Jesus walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
Right. So he kept the feast of the dedication. Mm-hmm. That part to be continued. With that, y'all, I'm Brother Jacob.
And I'm Brother Joab.
Please enjoy your Sabbaths. And we got Jeremiah Yisrael on the mic. I mean, on the wheels of steel over there. With that, y'all, we say shalom.